Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome to a ship review. Now, we are looking at a new ship today. We're looking at the P72 Archimedes. I did make a video a long time ago on the P52 Merlin, which is similar in some ways. This is a more modern and up-to-date design, and also it has a few extra features as well. So let's take a look around and see what you get. Well, first off, it's quite obvious the wings fold up. You can see that from here. It's very narrow, so it's going to be very good for taking on other ships, i.e. fitting in the rear door. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people testing this out in the latest patch when everyone gets their hands on it. So let's take a look around at the front. Now, one thing I did observe when I first looked round was how close the maneuver thrusters are. Look, at the front. You can see, look, there's one underneath there, one there, one there. So it actually maneuvers from the front. I suppose it makes sense. One advantage of having the maneuver thrusters there, if your wing falls off, it's not a major problem, is it? Obviously, if they're atmospheric flight, but you can still control the ship. It becomes a problem when your maneuver thrusters are on the end of the tip or something and it snaps off. And then pretty much you're done. A lot of design's gone into this ship as well. If you look at the front, air vents here, headlights. These look very similar, don't they, to the 300 series, these indentated lights. I did try and open these little doors. These don't open. Lots of contours and lots of designs gone into this. This is not just a straight liner. You can see that the whole entire thing is a curvy wave. Goes up, bows back in, gets narrow around the cockpit area. And there's lots of small little features like indentations. We'll go around the other side because actually you can see the landing gear. One thing I did notice about this compared to some of the other smaller ships is this has absolutely amazing landing gear. And what I mean by that is the physical suspension travel. So you can see this here. You can see it here as well. It's jodding about a bit at the moment. When you land, that takes some of the shock away. And you can see it here as well. Look. Quite a lot of travel there. And if we stand back a bit, you can see between here and here, it's probably about the same amount of travel. So what that means is you can come and do much harder landings, where in something like an M50 or something a lot smaller that has less travel, you have to be quite careful because it does damage the ship when you land, if you land heavy. And this thing is fantastic. They've done a great job. Well thought out. Because they are quite fragile, really. Carry on having a look. Got this bump here. We've got that around the other side as well. Yeah, it's on both sides. And then we've got this ring. Look at this ring here, look. There's a gap in here as well. Some nice intake vents here. We've got the Archimedes on the side there. Then underneath... God, it's hard to even make that out. A vent or scoop or something. Little light underneath there, and this massive bulge here. And this is to take into consideration pilot seat and everything. We'll take a look at that in a second. All the landing gear folds up inside the ship as well. More intake vents there for the engines. Folding wings. I think originally this had it listed having 1 guns, but this has got 2. Sure we're not going to complain, are we? A&R on the side there. Look pretty cool. They've got little red lights in the ends as well, look. And this point here, there must be a locking pin here or something, mustn't there? It'll be interesting to see if these are different between the ships. That looks like a VIN number to me. Once again, this is how you enter the ship around this side. We stand over here. It is a weird one to get into because the cockpit seat sits very, very far back from the front. If you look from back here, we'll go around the other side because it's a little bit higher ground. Look how far back you're sitting. I sort of like it actually. I'll show you when we get inside. It's pretty cool. Once again, you're getting around this side. There's a little bit that comes out here. Can't quite see that, can you? We've got open ladder door. It comes down like that. I bet they really had to think about this one. Bit of an odd way by getting in, isn't it? And then moving around the back, you can see the old P72 label there. And this is where it all gets really good. I'm going to be honest, I really, really like what they've done at the rear here because I really did like the engines on the previous 300 series. I just wish they would have gone with this, guys. Why didn't they go with this? This looks so freaking cool. I mean, what is there not to like about this? They look awesome. Not only that, they move. Is it vector thrusting? I don't know. Someone let me know in the comments. You can see, look, these little arms, and it widens and closes depending on the thrust. It's pretty cool. And the detail of it, look at this, look. I mean, how close do you have to get? I mean, I can't see one square there. We are shaking around a bit here. Maybe I've got a bit of a dodgy landing. Detail of it is actually mind-blowing. I mean, you can't even see like a square. It's a bit boxy there. We're getting really down to the old detail here. It does look cool, though. I like the fact that they've left this exposed as well. Just makes it look really cool. I really, really hope that when they come to do the M50 that, please, let's pray, when they do the rework, that they leave these sort of engines on there. Because they look freaking awesome, don't they? And if we stand back a bit, it looks like they've taken some, I don't know, I would say, some inspiration for maybe a Formula 1 car, or a car. It looks like a diffuser, doesn't it? That you would sort of get on the back of a car. Very, very chunky at the rear there, you can see in comparison to the rest of the ship. Let's jump inside. Oh, actually, one thing we can do before we jump inside, what we can't do when we get in, if we actually look from here... Oh, I wish they got rid of this orange thing. I was going to say, you can see behind the seat there. We can try and have a look when we get in. It's just a little bit harder. And here we are. Here she is. How cool is that? You can see a little bit more detail now from the top here. There's actually a hole there you can see in the circular section there. Really like the design. This is definitely not a stereotypical Star Citizen ship, if you know what I mean. Because there is like, you know, the Constellation, a lot of the ships do look very sort of, I don't know, boxy. This one looks very, very roundish, very designed. I suppose it's in keeping with the manufacturer as well. Very symmetrical as well. You could draw a line down the centre and pretty much 100% symmetrical from what I can see. Let's take a look inside, see what we get. Now, one thing I did like about this, and this is just a sort of a geeky thing really, when you're flying it, it is pretty cool to be able to see the wing and see behind the wing. I'm just saying, it is pretty cool. Because the view here is amazing. I wouldn't even call this a hindrance at all. Like I said, I just think it's pretty cool when you're flying to look over the wing like that. So inside, what we got? Now we have some displays here that have been, I don't know, can I say plonked in there? They are rounded a bit. Don't quite look right, do they? Feel like they should take up all the real estate. Maybe it's a quick put them in there and let's just get them in there and we're going to come back and do it later. But to be fair, I prefer them just plonking in it here, putting them in, than having floating displays. Don't know if you've noticed this as well. I noticed this. Look at this. Look. See this line here? All around here. That's the display, isn't it? Originally when I was sitting here, because you can't quite see it, I thought, well, the glass is broken. Look. It's not. You can see the little clips here for the display. Holds a piece of glass. Goes all around the holographic display. Pretty cool, eh? It's a nice grab handles. Very posh inside when you look around. Look at all this. All this nice shiny material. Got a bit of teak decking inside of here. You can see under my armrest there, a nice bit of leather. You do have an eject on this. Nice, isn't it? You can see down there I've got a nice leather seat I'm sitting on. Can we actually have a look back the other way? Let's have a look. See if we can zoom in a bit. We'll have a little look around here, eh? Looks like a nice place. Very nice. Very small as well. If you look at that sort of view, just about get in, don't I? You can just about see that display there as well in the front. Little light on the top there. Right, let's power up, shall we?
Launch successful.
Let's have a look at the wings, shall we? Now we do have the whole VTOL mechanic now, so it is a little bit of a change and a little bit of getting used to. Let's go into this view. Let's zoom out and we'll take a look at these wings going down. Looks pretty cool like that. The landing gear is pretty impressive.
Landing gear deployed.
There's some animations there, aren't there? So what do I think about the actual flight of the ship? Well, it's quite hard to say because of 3.6 now adds in the VTOL, and then we've got atmospheric flight. It makes it quite hard to compare it against the other ones without actually trying all the ships. But my first impressions are pretty good. It does fly well. The VTOL system adds a little bit of confusion. You can actually see the engines as well here. See if I can slow down my speed a bit. Definitely a step up, I would say, from the P72. I think this is a definite upgrade. I really like what they've done with the engines. I think that looks really, really cool. Overall, I think it's an absolutely fantastic ship. I'm really pleased. I do own one of these because it comes with the Constellation Phoenix. Got lots more videos coming up now. 3.6 is started to roll out. It's on the first wave at the moment. So I think it's concierge and subscribers, and obviously the Avocatis as well. So let me know what you think in the comments about the P72. Are you going to be getting one of these later on in game? If you want to support the channel, give us a like or a dislike, hit that bell icon. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.